It started as an ordinary evening. The wind outside howled through the streets, rattling the windows of my apartment. The autumn chill seeped through the cracks, making the air inside feel heavier than usual. I was sitting alone on my couch, scrolling through my phone, lost in the mindless blur of social media, when I heard it. 3 slow, deliberate knocks at my door. It was nearly midnight, too late for visitors. I froze. The sound wasn't aggressive, but it was persistent, calculated. A wave of unease settled in my stomach. I wasn't expecting anyone. No one had called or texted. My neighbors rarely interacted with me, and my friends wouldn't drop by unannounced this late. Slowly, I set my phone down, my heart beginning to pound against my ribs. Another knock, 3 precise taps, just like before. I hesitated before getting up, creeping toward the door. My bare feet barely made a sound against the wooden floor, but with each step I felt the air around me grow heavier, almost suffocating. I pressed my eye against the peephole. A man stood on the other side. He was tall, dressed in dark clothes, his features obscured by the dim light in the hallway. He didn't move, didn't shift on his feet or check his phone like a normal visitor might. He just stood there, perfectly still, facing my door. A cold shiver ran down my spine. I cleared my throat and forced myself to ask, "Who is it?" Silence. For a moment I thought maybe he hadn't heard me. But just as I was about to ask again, he spoke. "You don't remember me, do you?" "Your name." My breath hitched. I took a step back from the door, my blood running cold. He had said my name. I hadn't told him my name. Fear gripped my chest. I didn't know this man. I was certain of it. I never gave my name to strangers, never posted my address online. So how did he know? I swallowed hard, forcing my voice to stay steady. "I think you have the wrong person." A slow, quiet chuckle came from the other side of the door. Number, I don't. The room suddenly felt colder. I wrapped my arms around myself, glancing toward my phone. Should I call the police? Should I even respond? He spoke again. "You look just the same. Just like that night." My stomach twisted. "What night?" I asked, though I already regretted it. His answer was a whisper, but it sliced through the silence like a blade. "The night you left me behind." My breath hitched. My hands had gone clammy. I backed away from the door. "I don't know what you're talking about." The man sighed, a slow, deliberate exhale. Memory is strange, isn't it? Some people bury things so deep they convince themselves it never happened. I tried to push the words away, to tell myself he was just some lunatic playing mind games. But then, why did my hands suddenly feel so cold? Why was my mind reaching for something I couldn't quite grasp? My chest tightened. No, this was ridiculous. I had never met this man before. I was sure of it, and yet, something about his voice, something about the way he said my name. It felt familiar. I moved to the window, my fingers trembling as I pulled the curtain aside. I needed to see him clearly, but when I looked down at the street below, my breath caught in my throat. He was there, standing directly beneath my window, looking up at me. But how? He had been at my door just seconds ago. There was no way he could have moved that fast. My pulse pounded in my ears. This wasn't normal. I stumbled backward, my body shaking with a fear I couldn't explain. Then my phone buzzed. I turned it over with shaky hands. A message from an unknown number. "Now you see me?" My breathing grew uneven. I needed to leave. Now. I grabbed my keys, my fingers fumbling, but as I reached for the door handle, I heard it. Not a knock this time, a whisper, right against the wood. "Where will you run? Your name." My stomach lurched. I stumbled back, pressing myself against the far wall. My phone slipped from my grip, landing with a dull thud on the floor. The air grew thick. The shadows in my apartment stretched, curling toward me, and then the lights flickered. Darkness swallowed the room. I gasped, my pulse thundering, and in the dim light of the dying bulb, I saw him standing in my apartment. He was inside. The whispers surrounded me now, slithering into my ears. My mind. You left me there. You thought you could forget. But I remember. Pain. A sharp, searing pain erupted in my head. Images flooded my mind, disjointed, fragmented. A road, a dark, deserted street, a car, a figure lying on the ground. Blood. My breath hitched, my vision blurred, and then I saw his face, the same face standing before me now. The memory slammed into me with the force of a tidal wave. I had seen him before, I had known him, and I had left him behind. My legs gave out, and I collapsed to the floor, gasping for air. I looked up at him, at his dark, hollow eyes. Who are you? My voice was barely a whisper. He crouched down beside me, a slow, eerie smile spreading across his lips. I told you. You don't remember me, but I remember you. Tears burned my eyes. What do you want? He tilted his head as if amused by the question. What was taken must be returned. I felt my body grow cold, my limbs heavy, the world around me blurred, and as darkness swallowed my vision, I heard his voice one last time. Now, it's your turn. And then, silence.